and stay safe. From KCRG TV 9, this is First Alert Weather Now.
Well, good Wednesday evening. I am First Alert Storm Team Meteorologist AJ Rickman. Corey is not in tonight, so I will be joining you for doing a solo show for our First Alert Weather Now show. We have had a little bit of active weather as we've gone through the afternoon. Some snow has fallen across eastern Iowa, and it has created some travel concerns as we've gone through the afternoon and into the evening, and that will be continuing as we go into the night tonight. Good news, however, is that we will be seeing improving weather conditions, a rebound in our temperatures, which we will get into coming up in just a little bit. And in tonight's show, we'll also have another check-in with our state climatologist, Justin Glisson, in our Climate Close-Up, where we talk a little bit more in depth about our temperature and precipitation trends for the previous year, 2024, not just on a global scale, but also on a more local scale. But before we do jump into that, we do have some active weather, and that is what we are going to be talking about tonight in What You Need to Know. First things first, we do have that snow that has been continuing across eastern Iowa. It has been fairly light. Accumulations have been fairly light, and we'll be continuing to see that taper off as we head into the evening hours. By tomorrow, we are going to be seeing dry conditions, but it is cold for the start of your day on Thursday, and cold tonight as well. Temperatures will be falling into the single digits. Wind chills will be in the teens below zero, so make sure that you're bundling up as you head out tonight or as you go to work and school in the morning. Temperatures are rebounding, however, by the time we get to Friday. 20s and 30s for highs, and we'll be looking at the chance at some 40s by the time we get into next week. And again, we'll have some more details on that coming up. But right now, look over our Coralville City Cam. If you look closely, you can see some snowflakes flying around in there, a little bit of snow on the camera as well. Temperatures are cold. We're at 24 degrees in Cedar Rapids, 22 in Dubuque. Winds are out of the southwest at anywhere from 7 to about 10 miles an hour. You can see that snow that is falling across eastern Iowa. It's beginning to taper off in some of our western counties, and it will continue to get lighter through the night. Another look at our cameras, DOT cameras, you can see traffic is moving. It's slow, as it should be when you're seeing these kinds of conditions, but we will be continuing to see that improve as we go through the night, and we'll be continuing to see that snow diminish. Now, temperatures will be falling again through the night, like I mentioned, improving as we get into your day on Thursday. Well, Thursday's a cold day as well. We'll have some details on that coming up. Friday as well is when we start to see those temperatures rebound, and that continues as we go into the weekend. We will have just a little bit more coming up on that. Ordinarily, we would have our forecast for fun, but we'll be jumping right into Maine weather, where we have a more in-depth look at what we have coming up in terms of those temperatures, and have a little more detailed look at just how warm we could get as we get into the end of your week and then into next week as well.
Now, your First Alert forecast with meteorologist AJ Rickman.
So here is a look at what we're looking at for tonight's setup. The reason that we are going to be turning off cold as we get into tonight and then into your day on Thursday is because we did have this wave this system. Weak disturbance passed over us today. That is what brought us that snowfall, and it's going to continue to bring us light snow for the next couple of hours before things clear out. As that happens, a cold front sweeps through, bringing in some northerly winds, pulling in some colder air as well as we go through the night. Another look at our satellite and radar. Well, just radar at this point. We have taken the cloud cover layer off, and you get a better look at some of that snow. Beginning to come to an end here on just to the west of Cedar Rapids. We'll continue to see that snow taper off from west to east as we go through the rest of our night, but we are looking at some areas seeing some moderate snowfall across some of our far eastern counties. And that does continue into the night tonight, especially where that snow is actively falling. As you're driving around, watch for slick spots on those roadways. Drive slowly and allow plenty of stopping and following distance. We do have the snow highlighted for you as one of your primary impacts on your First Alert forecast. We'll be continuing to see that create some travel concerns for us as we go through the evening. Eventually, those scattered snow showers taper off as we head into the start of your day on Thursday. Still keep an eye out for an isolated slick spot here or there during the morning commute, however, especially around bridges, overpasses, and untreated roadways. We have been seeing winds this afternoon, gusts higher than 20 miles an hour at times. Those winds will be tapering off as we get into the night tonight. However, due to our falling temperatures, we are going to be seeing, again, wind chills as low as 10 below zero as we get into the night tonight. So make sure that you're bundling up, taking things slow on the roads as well. Wind chills right now are above zero across the board, feeling milder than it has for the last couple of days. And as we go through the evening, we'll continue to keep those wind chills above zero until we get into early Thursday morning. That's where they fall and fall fairly quickly. Again, about 10 below by the time we get towards the start of your day on Thursday, keeping things cold as we head through your Thursday afternoon as well. Overnight tonight, we do see those temperatures in the single digits. 3 degrees in Charles City, 4 in Fayette and Decorah, 8 is your low in Cedar Rapids, and farther south we're a little milder, close to 10 in Iowa City as well as in Mount Pleasant. And we will see mostly cloudy skies as that snow does come to an end. By 11 p.m., all is clear except for just a few flurries in some of our far eastern counties, and there's that shift in our wind. Strong northerly winds coming down, and that will continue as we get into the night, clears out our snow, clears our skies as well. By the start of your day Thursday, we are partly cloudy, and then we'll remain partly cloudy for the morning, becoming mostly sunny as we get into your afternoon, and then continuing on into your evening. Tomorrow is going to be cold thanks to those northerly winds continuing. Highs are in the teens across the board, 18 in Tama and Iowa City, 19 in Oskaloosa and Mount Pleasant, but we do have a rebound that is on the way. We are going to be watching for the next 10 days temperatures climb close to average and then warmer than average as we get towards the end of the month. Coming up on your next 9, we'll have a detailed look at just how warm those high temperatures could get. And coming up next, we do have our climate close-up, where again, I checked in with our state climatologist, Justin Glisson, had another look at our temperatures and precipitation trends. Let's have a look at that. Well, for this week's climate close-up, we're going to have another check-in with our state climatologist, Justin Glisson, to talk a little bit about our temperatures and precipitation trends on different spatial scales over the last calendar year as we've gotten into 2025 after ending 2024. Justin, how are you doing today?
Doing well over here in Des Moines, soaking up the warmth from the sun.
Absolutely, yeah. Of course, we've had some pretty wild temperature swings as we've gotten into the new year, and going and looking back on 2024, of course, we did have some pretty noticeable and significant temperature trends as well. So speaking of that, how would you summarize temperatures for 2024 on a local scale in terms of eastern Iowa, as well as a national and global scale?
Sure, if you look at eastern Iowa, and much of the state in general, a very warm year, third warmest for the eastern third of the state, fifth warmest for Iowa with 152 years of records. And this is part of the strong El Nino that we had last winter, second warmest winter on record. When we have strong El Nino events, we typically see a warmer atmospheric temperature. So you look globally, it was actually the warmest year on record. And we've seen this consecutive years. If you go back 24, 36, and 60 months for the state of Iowa, also the warmest of those time periods. So we've definitely been warm over the last 5 to 10 years.
And very impressive that we've kept that streak up for that long of a time. So how about precipitation in terms of precipitation across eastern Iowa as well as the U.S. in 2024? How would you summarize that? And then on a global scale, did you notice any extreme precipitation anomalies anywhere?
Yep, great question. So precipitation is a lot more variable than temperature, but we did see across eastern Iowa, northeastern Iowa, the 19th wettest year on record, and then for the rest of eastern Iowa, around the 30th wettest year. So very wet conditions compared to the previous 4 years, which was the 5th driest on record. Looking globally, you see higher precipitation totals in sub-Saharan Africa, in the Indian Ocean, and then in parts of Russia and the eastern continents. Now, if you look at drier conditions, particularly in South America, in the Ag Belt there, Brazil, Argentina, where we saw drier conditions, and this is also partially responsible from having that strong El Nino event in the Pacific.
Awesome. And of course, in the case of eastern Iowa, it was nice to have that extra rainfall to help out with the drought. And hopefully we'll continue to see some rain helping out with the drought as we get into 2025 and get into the wetter parts of the year later on. But that is just about all the time we have for today. So Justin, again, thank you so much. It's always great to speak with you, and we'll look forward to speaking with you again soon.
Thanks, AJ. Take care.
You as well. And as we have a look at our next 9, I will get that pulled up here momentarily. Hold with us, folks. There we go. There's our 9-day. So starting off with our first 3 days, we are going to be looking at that cold temperature for us on Thursday. By Friday, however, we are starting to see things improve. Now, clouds will be increasing through your day on Friday. We are also going to be watching for a little bit of a chance at some clouds as that waves, excuse me, stumbled over my words there, as we do have a wave drift through on Friday and into Saturday. Mostly cloudy skies. This system is expected to be fairly starved of moisture as it moves through, so at this point we're not anticipating much in the way of precipitation. We do keep things dry as we head into your weekend, and then we will be seeing those temperatures on the rise. By Saturday, we're looking at highs into the 30s. Sundays, we do drop back into the 20s, but then as we get into Monday, back into the 30s. Tuesday, highs in the 40s. And then looking beyond our 9-day forecast, we are going to be watching for warmer than average conditions as we get towards the end of January and into the start of February. You will notice we are keeping things fairly dry for the most part as we head into the end of your 9-day. However, as we have a look just beyond that, we are going to be watching for the chance at a little bit of more active weather as we get again to the very end of January and into the start of February. In the meantime, however, again, a bit of a break, a midwinter thaw, if you will, after several days of bitterly cold conditions. So something that warmer weather lovers can enjoy over the next couple of days, other than, of course, that chilly day for your day on Thursday. Now, as we get to the end of the show tonight, one thing that I do want to share with everybody, we are starting what is known as a First Alert Storm Net. Basically what you can do, go on to kcrg.com/weather, go to First Alert Storm Net, and it'll take you to a page where you can buy a weather station for your own home. It is solar powered. It has everything from lightning detection to rainfall, temperature, dew point, and it can pull up very detailed live weather for your exact location, and then you can share that information and we can pull up information to then show it for things such as rainfall totals and current conditions on a hyperlocal level across eastern Iowa. And again, you would go to kcrg.com/weather, click on First Alert Storm Net, and then you can go and see about purchasing one for your own home. That does take us to the end of a fairly short First Alert Weather Now for your day on Wednesday. Stay safe as you're driving around in the snow tonight. Have a great day, and we will see you back here same time, same place on your Thursday.